afternoon. I've not filmed anything at all, no content, for about, I don't know, 10 days. And it's purely because, well, no, not purely anything. It's because I've had shit to do and I can't find my GoPro. I'm filming this on a GoPro Hero 5, which is a lot better than my other GoPro, which has gone missing, which is like a Hero 9 Black or whatever. But yeah, I don't know how to use this one. I think it's on super wide angle, weird super view. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Lots of things. That is my daily truck thing, which doesn't work at the moment. Well, it does work, but it doesn't like to start. It's got only one fault code for some valve thing, which is on the, like a solenoid, which is on the back of the fuel pump. Might be that to fix it, might not be. It's actually got a complete 180 BAM engine in the boot still. But yeah, it starts on brake cleaner, but it doesn't start on its own at the moment. Once it starts on brake cleaner, it's fine, but that's a pain in the ass. So I've been dailying the yellow MR2, which has been fucking bang on, good fun, great little car. It's got limited slip diff, it's got not bad lock, not great lock, but you know, not bad. And generally it drives nice, it drifts nice. I haven't done a drift day for a couple of years and I can skid this round roundabouts and stuff, no bother. It's not like some fucking snap oversteer, sketchy, whatever crap people like to say about mid-engine cars because they can't drive. It's alright. Headlamps are fucking shit though. Not just because they're filthy, these are rubbish, I need better bulbs. Annoyingly, this has got the facelift headlamps, which are like the 3 bulb things with the projectors, and it's the projectors that are rubbish. They're fucking dog shit. I wish I just had the normal pre-facelifts like these and like in my other one, because then I just put H4s in it and job done. But these take H7s, but whatever. I could put them in. The problem, well, I was about to, but then the starter motors decided not to work anymore. So the last couple of times I drove it, including here, we had to pull start it with a fucking another car, and yeah, that ain't much fun. So I took the starter motor off. I literally did it here. It wasn't worth going into the workshop for it. It's not the worst job in the world, not the best either, but you have to get underneath. You can't do it from the engine bay side. You can't even see the starter. You jack it up, get under there, do it, you know, 10 minutes. We tested the starter. Basically the starter itself has definitely seen better days, but after cleaning it out and stuff, the starter motor, yeah, seemed to spin fine, but the solenoid don't. The solenoid's fucked, and those things are sealed, so there's no taking it apart. So it's basically going in the scrap, unfortunately, because this is the bit that's not working, and you know, they're sealed units, so fuck it. But you can order what I already have. You get order another one for like 65 quid delivered off eBay, and it's meant to arrive in like, wow, one working day, the next working day. So I've ordered it today, which is a Sunday, so it should, well, it's meant to be there by Tuesday, so I fucking hope so. So in the meantime, I'm going to just have to keep spraying brake cleaner in that to make it start every time I fucking drive it, because obviously it needs a solenoid and I haven't even bought that yet. But again, that's only 50 quid, but it might not be that. I mean, that's the only thing the fault code's seeing, but you know what cars are like. Fault codes aren't magic, they're just a guide. The trouble is, if it's not the fault code, fuck is it? In other news, let's show you what's going on in here. That noise is Thomas on the lathe. He's modifying a prop shaft to fit a M3 rear end on a E92 335. But yeah, in other news, still haven't touched yet the MX-5. It's nearly finished, but I'm trying to get this on the road first. This has got a dented bonnet because a friend of ours accidentally dropped the door on it, but he bought me another bonnet which is absolutely mint, so I'll put that on when I get around to it. in all honesty, I can't even remember what you last saw on this, but obviously wheels are on, it's on its suspension, it's on the ground, it rolls, you know, we've been rolling it around. Oh, that's the point as well. If you look down there, that is the map sensor and the intake temp sensor now bolted, well, mounted to custom bosses on the boost pipe just before the inlet manifold. So probably a bit better having the intake temp sensor there rather than on the inlet like they are standard, because there's no heat soak there. So that's that. Yeah, I picked this up yesterday. It was pretty much the first listing. I literally typed in bucket seat, I think, and one of the top listings was this one, and weirdly it turned out to be like 15-20 minutes away as well. It was listed as, well, this. It was listed as that Sparco Williams Toro Carbonio, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, it's a carbon seat. It wasn't listed as a carbon seat, but it, you know, it don't take a genius. But it looked the part, and it was local, and it was pretty cheap, even if that did mean nothing to me. But being of a certain age, as in old, I'm old enough to remember when Williams was, as in Williams Renault, as in Formula 1, was also in British touring car racing for Renault. And I thought, that's a bit funny. And it was about that date as well, because this is 1998, look. So I googled Sparco Williams Toro Carbonio, whatever, and nothing came up at all. So it's like, so there's a Sparco seat that doesn't exist. It's not for sale. It's like, what? That makes no sense. So it's like, but then it does make sense if it is a custom seat just for Williams touring cars, which hence Williams Toro. So I still didn't know for sure, but it's like, for the price, it was a bloody good condition carbon bucket seat, not far away. I was getting it anyway, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a Sparco carbon seat for next to fuck all in good condition. I mean, look at it. It's nice. So, whatever. So I went and picked it up. Guy was saying, I gave him full asking price. I didn't even like try and bid it down because it wasn't much money anyway. What's the point of knocking another tenner off? I couldn't be bothered. I wanted it before somebody else, because I don't know who else has got an eye for shit like I have. So I just want to snap it up before somebody else noticed. So I picked it up, job done, and then went back and did a bit more research, because I'm, you know, fairly convinced, because of the name, it was something to do with the bucket seats from the Renault Williams BTCC cars back in the day. Because obviously it's not F1, because F1 seats aren't nothing like this, and Toro is touring cars. I had a bit more googling, trying to, you know, I was basically googling Renault Laguna Super Touring interior pics. Found some, but most of them were like later pictures where, because obviously the cars were used after BTCC in other racing around the world, they'd change the seats for ones that would not run out of FIA. Then I found on the RH Sotheby's website, Sotheby's obviously everyone knows is the auction house that does all the top auctions of everything in this country, you know, cars, art, whatever. When it's millions of fucking pounds expensive stuff, it goes to Sotheby's. And weirdly, Sotheby's had a genuine original Nescafe sponsored Williams Renault touring car for sale, well, for auction, 130,000 quid. And because of Sotheby's, they've got good pictures, and one of them was the seat, and best of all, another picture was that logo. It was the actual proper sticker, Sparco Williams Toro Carbonio, same FIA number, 88551992, Sparco Williams Toro Carbonio, CS71996, exactly like that. So yeah, confirmed. This is legit an ex Renault Williams Works Super Touring Laguna bucket seat. I mean, another thing that gave it away to me is this is something special, not just the fact I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet, is look at the way the arse bit is. Pretty much no bucket seats that you buy, you know, available normally are like that. They're straight across, but this one's made to sit you down at quite a weird angle. So it's like, yeah, this is custom. You know what I mean? This is, I mean, you can kind of see by all this, look. This is not like a production line jobby. This is made to suit. And yeah, it is. So yeah, I'm fucking glad. I mean, it's not the first time I had Gordon Shedden's carbon bucket seat from Team Dynamics a good few years ago. I can't even remember what I'd done with that now. Maybe I sold it, I can't remember. But yeah, I'm pleased with this one, very pleased. So that will be going in the silver one, and the silver one seat will go in the yellow one, and I'll just leave a standard passenger seat in the silver one still, because, you know, passengers, who cares. Anyone who works on cars or does any kind of mechanical type stuff will understand this, but if anyone ever wonders why things have got like a certain amount of time they should take and they always take longer, it's because shit accidentally goes wrong, and for no one's fault. It's just one of those things. Look at this. You know, I mentioned in the video the noise was Thomas out there doing a custom prop shaft. This here is the original stainless pipe. He spent 2 bloody hours carefully, I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but that's fucking badass work with a lathe to get it down to just the right size, both sides, because for the 2 prop shafts to mate, this was going to be like, you know, like slipped in and then obviously welded up. And then right at the end of the job, I mean, this is right near the finish of the job, 2 hours. The fucking tip on the lathe decided to break, and look what it's done. Obviously, there's no, with a lathe, if anything's caught in it, you or anything else, it ain't stopping, it dies. You know, this is stainless steel, and it done this. Imagine what it does if you've got your fucking arm caught in it. You are dead. But yeah, wrecked it, just because the tip broke. And it's proper, yeah. So yeah, what looks like a 2-hour job ends up a 4-hour job, just because of random shit that goes wrong. And that's the story of my life. I mean, look, for the last, what, 3 videos of this, I've been going, I know the last video is running, but all the videos before about it'll run next video, and it should, if nothing went wrong. Like, little shit goes, you know, things go wrong. It's like now, it's 10 days after it ran. You'd think, oh, in 10 days you'll get it working. It's like, no, things happen, stuff's got to be done. It just don't fucking work like that. One last little thing for tonight, I filmed just before I go, so I don't forget. This is that modified prop shaft that Thomas has been making. It's E92 M3 one side and E92 335i the other. Don't ask me what side's what, because I know nothing about these cars. But look, looks fucking OEM. I mean, that is the OEM weld there, but look at that. And what this is a crazy thing. It's not like 2 cut shafts and then welded together. It's got a solid machine sleeve. So basically that is the unmachined part, and he machined both ends to like the tiniest tolerances, and then heated it up with a fucking blowtorch till it was practically glowing, so it would expand, and then hammered it in, so this bit is actually slip fit up to, well, I think it was, this bit is long, it's probably about that long, and that bit up to there. So even without welding it, once it cooled down, you probably wouldn't need to weld it, it would just be solid, because fucking hell, it took some work to, you know, for him to get it in. But yeah, and then he welded it up, TIG welded it up, and yeah, fucking Serious bit of fabrication. Well, after cutting various holes and enlarging holes and whatever to work out where shit's gonna go, it's definitely going a single vent, but further forward than before. Not quite as far forward as that, but further forward than that, because the kind of ideal space is from like there to there. So I've been doing some measuring and some marking, and I don't know where you can see that, but the dotted line is sort of the inner bit to cut. The outer line is where the actual vent edges sit. That dots signify the center of the bonnet, so I knew it was centered. Little bit of cutting later, and it's in. Literally first cut with an angle grinder, you know what I mean? Not very super neat or time consuming, literally a couple of minutes. And I thought, this would be rough cut and then you know, trim it until it fits. But no, first time, so job done. Now I got to rivet it in, I suppose. I don't really like those rivets, they look too like obvious, but there's not really many other options. Not a less obvious. So it has to be those rivets, and it has to be those fairly big ones because there's fairly big holes. So it is what it is. Well, I'm very pleased to say I was completely wrong about the bonnet and about the fact the rivets needed to be that size, because I found some rivets, well, I already had them and I knew they were there, but I was convinced they was a little bit too small. But I thought, fuck it, they look a lot better, so I tried, and yeah, they look 8,000 times better, and they actually fit fucking fine. So yes, new bonnet done. Very happy with it compared to the old one. So I just plonk it on now and triple check it fits. I did put it the right way, I think. Yep, it's on the right way. And there is the bonnet fitted. Looks bloody good, fits perfectly. It's the complete vent now, not like cut down like it had to be before. Smaller rivets look fucking way better too. So yeah. Also, on the roof, that's a cushion, which I just moved there to get out of the way. And it actually kind of looks good. This car, it sort of suits a roof scoop. It's like a low rent RS200. But like pretend, you know, most cars, you see all these fucking Subarus and bloody Focuses and stuff trying to be rally cars with fake roof scoops, and they look stupid. But this has got a cushion on the roof and it actually looks alright. But no, I wouldn't have a fake roof scoop no matter what. The only way you'd ever have a roof scoop on anything I own is if it actually fed something. And a cushion ain't feeding anything, so no. I had a thought this morning, it just randomly come to me, and that's, did the gearbox have any oil in it? Because while the gearbox has never been put in gear and never been driven on, regardless of that, if the engine runs and the clutch isn't disengaged, the input shaft will be turning. So it needs oil. I messaged him this morning because he's not here at the moment. I was like, did you put any oil in the gearbox? And he replied, I can't remember. So I just checked, and basically that much oil is what came out the gearbox. I would say approximately a few mil. Hardly anything at all. So no, the gearbox had pretty much no oil in it. Granted, it's not been ran, as in none of the gears have turned, but the input shaft has, and that still runs on bearings. So I fucking hope it hasn't done any damage to the bearings. I don't know enough about gearboxes to know the odds of it has or hasn't. I've never ran a car with the gearbox fucking with no oil in it. Not the silver MR2, but my daily driver, the yellow one, I've treated to some decent headlights because, no joke, they're the fucking dullest things in the world. I could drive around a full beam and nobody would flash me because they didn't even know I was on full beam, and I couldn't run around on like just my normal headlights unless there were street lights, you know, in the countryside, because you couldn't see shit. They were terrible. This won't look much different to you, but all the coolant pipes are done and connected. Literally, it is time to fill the coolant system and see if there's any leaks. Basically, I was waiting on a couple of things. One, needed to fit the water temp sensor, the original Toyota one that runs to the gauges, and what Thomas did for that is I got hold of some aluminium, like the housing for the water outlet and so on these cars are normally plastic, and you can buy like aluminium ones, and it's like 15 quid for a whole set. So we thought, if I get the aluminium ones, you can weld a fitting onto that one, which he's done, and job done. Turns out it was a bit of a pain in the ass because the aluminium's such fucking terrible quality. It does not weld nicely, but it's done. Right, well, I filled it out with water. I'm pretty sure it's mostly bled already, because the way the cooling system is, it bleeds very well on its own, even without running the car, to the extent that just filling it through there, and it took loads and loads and loads of water, and then finally started coming out of the top bleed point on the radiator in the front. So chances are, to get that far, it's relatively fully bled already, but obviously we will see. It's gonna probably need more, maybe around the heater matrix, don't know yet. So I think the next step is to start the car, check for leaks, and let it get up to temperature, really. So let's do a very cold start. Starts lovely. Elsewhere. It's dripping there, but that's probably where I spilt. Yeah, I don't think that's a leak, that's just where it was overflowing earlier. Yeah, if you look, there's just shit everywhere. I don't think it's actually leaking there. 3 is saying at the moment. Yeah, coolant temp's going up. Let's see how ridiculously rich it's running. It's definitely running rich. AFR. Roughly 8.1, 8.2. That's rich, but I think that's about somewhere in the 11s if I remember right. Let me quickly check on my phone. Lambda to AFR. That's not too bad really. That's low 12s, so it's too rich, but it's fine like that. You know, it's not going to fucking do any damage. So yeah, 8 point, you know, that's fine. 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, yeah, it'll be fine. Go back to water temp. So air intake temp work now. Yep, 11 degrees. So we're not doing anything, so it's pretty much ambient. 61. Is it showing on here yet? No. If this is anything like my yellow one, it don't show fuck all on there until it's like, you know, relatively warm. Oh, my lights work. That's quite good. I honestly believe these lights are better than the facelift ones on my yellow one, which isn't saying much, but and all these dials work, unlike my yellow one. Look how low miles this has got. It's a Jap import too, so some of that was probably in kilometers, but that's why it's so rust free, this car. It has got fuck all miles on it. Right, let's go check for more leaks. Still a little drip drip drip. That'd be the thermostat housing. She's annoying because it's a pain in the ass place, but you know, that's probably why it's leaking. Let's check down the front. Nothing. That's good. So all that wetness there was from it already coming out earlier. I don't think that's anything new. You'd know about it. I can see the drip at the back still, so no, that's cool. So we're mostly there. I think next job is just to let the fans come on. Let's maybe check the bleed out again in a minute. This shit. Put the blowers on as well. I don't reckon the temp gauge is working. I reckon the sensor or the wiring to the sensor is knackered, because that ain't showing anything. And bearing in mind, both these sensors are within about an inch of each other. It's safe to say, you know, they should be close to each other. 87, but the gauge ain't reading fuck all. The sensor that runs the gauge also runs the fans, so I'm reckoning the sensor's knackered rather than the gauge, so the fans ain't gonna come on either. Yeah, it's at 90 now. I mean, the radiator's hot both sides, so the water's circulating. Yeah, so the water's circulating lovely, which is good. Radiator's hot, so the system is working, but the sensor that makes the fans come on and makes the gauge work is non-operational, I would say, because 1991 usually fans come on at 80, 85. I would say it's a bit high. I'll turn it off before it gets to boiling, but generally though, fucking good news. Yeah, 93, I'm gonna shut it off now. I got a new steering wheel. The standard one was never gonna really be right with all the other crazy fucking wannabe Group B rally car spec stuff that I'm building. So yeah, I got this OMP Corsica, which is pretty much my favourite steering wheel ever. Pretty sure I had this on my Cosworth in like 20 odd years ago. But yeah, it's a proper sort of old school rally wheel. Light, deep dish, badass. Yeah, I like it a lot. It suits the look and the style of the car perfectly, and I much prefer it to a standard wheel. Once finished wiring those gauges, it should look bloody good in here. Good times. All going to plan so far. I think that's enough for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, fucking share, tell the world, and probably in the next video we'll drive it around. See you later.